If you're watching this video thinking that sports betting is a shortcut to getting rich, it's not. Let me save you some money right now. This video isn't about flexing huge wins or massive parlays or turning $50 into $1,000. This video is about teaching you how to become a long-term, profitable sports bettor. Winning in sports betting is actually a very repetitive, boring, and slow process, and that's why people lose. They're excited about players, they're excited about games, and that is the wrong way to approach sports betting. A lot of people get the idea wrong that you need to have a huge bankroll when you don't. Whether you're betting with $1,000 or $100, the math is exactly the same. Optimal betting is about percentages, not dollar amounts. So when you're betting with 1% of your bankroll, it's so that you can survive bad variance. You're supposed to be able to go through the bad streaks and the win streaks, not just make as much money as you can as quick as possible. And I want to make something super clear too. I don't recommend people sports bet full time, especially if they're new to the space. There's a lot of things you don't understand at this time, and that's what we're here to do, to help make some of these things clear. How EV works, how correlated plays work, how people find edges, how they stack correlated plays. There's a lot of factors that the books don't want you to know about. Loading up the Odds site here, you might think to yourself, hey, I'm really into these players on the Seahawks, and I really am into these players on the Giants. And so when I'm on Prize Picks or Underdog in this case, and I add these players into my lineup, let's say I also support the Eagles for whatever reason too. I can see here that this is actually a really bad bet, and that's what we're trying to teach you here at Odds. The flex payout is 33.06% EV. The power payout is 45.41% EV. And you can see here that we make the comparison to the FanDuel SGP. So we've got the data here to show you whether or not this bet is a good bet. And you can arrange other legs too. So in this case, let's say, I really want the Heat to beat the Hawks, and I'm really interested in, I love Andrew Wiggins, and he's for sure, he's going under on these rebounds. And so I add these players in, and look again. Look what the FanDuel SGP is paying out compared to what Underdog is paying out. So you can see here that on Underdog at this time, this is a bad play to take. And so if you're not shopping on multiple markets, on multiple apps, then you're doing yourself a huge disservice. What Odds is telling you right here is this is not a bet that you should take. And you're more than welcome to go through our DFS slip builder and see what's available and see if there's anything worth taking right now. So here I see 3 legs on Prize Picks. I add them together. Look at that. It's not a good bet. So instead of taking bad bets, instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the positive EV section and see, hey, there's some bets, like this Boston Fleet at Ottawa Charge, this money line bet on FanDuel, starting within the day, so it's getting more and more accurate as time is going on. This is a 6.8% EV edge. We can see here the odds, the fair odds, the implied probability. This is a bet that's worth taking. And so what I'm suggesting here is that you shift your money, instead of placing bets emotionally on players you like, on teams you like, on games you like, this is how you should be shopping for your bets. You should be looking for edges that are available with closer and closer start time. So, within 12 hours, ideally, sometimes within 24. And you can see here, there's a lot of EV on the board. So you might be asking yourself, so if winning isn't about predicting outcomes or betting on your favorite players or betting on your favorite teams, what is it about? It's about finding an edge. And an edge simply means that the odds you're being offered are better than the true probability of the event. That's why it's called a positive expected value. You're not trying to win every bet. You're not trying to find the spot where you may think, oh, this player's injured, or I know this player better than the odds know. You're looking for when the math favors you. 1 bet doesn't matter. 10 bets don't matter. Hundreds of bets over the year following this formula where you're finding EV bets is a much more accurate representation of what good sports betting looks like. So let's get back to the basics and let's remember what the whole point of this video is. This is a mindset shift for people. Again, it's not about betting on your favorite players or your favorite teams. It's not about attempting to predict the future because you can't. You can lose a bet and still make a good decision, and you can still win a bet and make a bad choice. The goal is to make good decisions repeatedly because the math tells you that those are good decisions to make over a certain period of time. The math and the edge is telling you, hey, you've got an edge on the book. Take this bet as many times as possible. And so what you're supposed to do is learn from your successes in this case, and you see, hey, if I'm consistently finding an edge on this kind of money line play, I'm going to keep taking these kinds of bets over and over and over again. So let's reality check. If you're going to take anything away from this video, bet small, bet within your means, 1% of your bankroll. Ignore the flex culture. If you see guys promoting their Lamborghinis and that they just bought their mom a new Maybach, those are the wrong people to follow. Don't chase parlays. Don't chase the culture. Focus on finding small edges again and again and again and again, because that's how winning bettors make money. And if you want more content on how to bet smart, how to bet right, how to bet using math, hit subscribe. I will break down how to find plus EV bets consistently, step by step, using Odds.